Saving variables in Google Apps Script isn't always the easiest thing. Actually, I found it to be one of the harder things. Hardest thing? I'm not sure. But it certainly isn't simple. Now that I've figured it out and have used it in several different projects of mine, I kind of wanted just to go through the steps and how to use it, what it can do, what the different methods are, and its capacity. Limitations as well, because there are some. And that's what hopefully this is. So I'm just going to start diving into it. I'm going to put together a quick menu so we can access some of our functions and start testing it and working with variables and properties and all of that. If everything I just said doesn't make sense to you, I think you'll be fine. I teach middle school computer science. Hopefully I can break it down in a way that will work for everyone. And if you're already a pro, you just need to refresh on some JavaScript stuff. I think you'll also find this useful. All right, so right off the bat, I'm gonna go ahead and click on Script Editor, right? Tools, Script Editor is where we need to be. And hopefully, so far so good. And let's give our project a name. Save a property. Sure. And I'm going to get rid of their generic function here. And I'm just going to comment out and the important stuff, I guess. Kurt Kaiser. Yeah, that, by the way, that's me. And then I'm going to put my website, which is kurtkaiser.us. It's not kurtkaiser.com because that was already purchased, all rights reserved, which I did send a bunch of emails to the person who owns it saying that they should give it to me. I think they responded once and then ignored me or blocked me. But anyways, all right, let's get going. Right off, what we want to do now is I'm going to just create a menu. So function on open. So this function is, well, I'm going to show you what it is. Functions are code that run, chunks of code that run and do whatever we ask. Well, when we ask them nicely. And what we're going to ask here is we want to make a variable. VAR stands for variable in JavaScript. We're going to call it UI and then spreadsheet app. This is us talking to Google spreadsheet application and get UI. UI is user interface. So now I can just say when I want to mess with the user interface, I can just use my new variable UI. All right, now that we got that set up, the variables we're going to test out are going to be, or the parts, the properties that we're going to be trying to save is going to be script properties. You think I would have that down? All right, properties service dot get, there we are, get script properties. And there's two different types of properties. There's user properties and script properties. There's also document properties, which pertains to, well, documents. So I'm going to go through those two because they are different and it's an important difference. So variable user properties, and then once again, we're going to do properties user, properties service get user properties this time. And these are now variables, and we're going to reference our user properties and our script properties with these variables. So we got that set on open. We want to set those. Actually, I'm changing my mind. We're going to be using these throughout the project. I'm going to throw them up at the top, make them global variables so we can use them everywhere. All right. Now, on open is going to be for our menu. UI, create, and we don't need an add-on menu. We need a menu. What to call it? Oh, what to call it? Let's see. Save a property. You might notice a pattern here with my creativity and naming projects and menus. Save a property, and then we're going to hit enter, and I'm going to do 2 spaces so I know where this is at. Add item. The caption is what shows up on our menu, so my item will be save let's do the script property first. Script save property, and function name, I don't know yet, so we'll go back to that. And then add item, caption, user hyphen save property. Okay. And boom, boom. And now we just need to do dot add to UI. And that should pop up for us. And then we're going to need to work on these functions. Let's go ahead though and just, I'm going to hit save on this. There we are. And let's debug, making sure this menu will pop up for us. We might have to function. Oh, okay. We're going to wait to do that then. Let's make some functions. So it's getting mad because we don't have any yet. All right. Function. Script save prompt script. Boom, boom. Because we are going to use a prompt where we prompt our user for a value. And again, it's important to understand the differences between script and then we're gonna do prompt user, because that will be prompt user sounds. I'm flipping these. User prompt and then script prompt, I guess. Because it affects projects if you use one and not the other, depending on what you're wanting to do with them, with the values. All right, we got some functions. They're empty. I'm hitting save. I'm hitting stop. I'm hitting debug. Let's fill in our function name. So script prompt and user prompt. That should help. No whammies. So hopefully right up here we have our menu now. This doesn't do anything yet. That is next. So what we're going to be doing now is we need to ask the user to enter a value. So we have something to save. So script value, and that's going to equal we're using UI, the user interface. We're talking to it again. And now here is what we're going to ask. I'm just going to say favorite color. That's not contentious, right? I guess it could be. There might be some passionate supporters of purple out there. So I'm with you. Those were my college colors. UI dot button. We want button set. And then we want dot. And we just need OK because they're going to save something. They'll hit OK. And that should take care of it. Colon. All right. So now we've got the user to enter something. How do we save it? That is where we're at, finally. So script properties, right? And that's referencing this guy up here. Script properties dot, and I can even do it this way, set property. So now I need a key. A key is what's used to reference the property later on. So when you want to pull it out of your code at another point and you want to use it or something like that, you can use the key to do that. So for this one, maybe my key, well, actually, I know what my key will be. My key will be color because it explains it, right? I mean, I could make this I could make this happy, and that would just be useful. All right, useless value. All right, and then the value is going to be, and be careful here, script value. Now, that's not going to work because what this script value is, it's actually like an object. It has two things in it, right? It has what button was pressed, which will be okay because there's only one of them. But then it also has how the user responded to our prompt. Favorite color. I don't need that because it's going to be on a different line. All right. So we need to do, and it pops up. We want get response text. And that should do it. Hopefully. Okay, that looks promising. And then I'm gonna do one more thing just to make sure we're working here. No, I'm not. I lied. Let's make sure we can save something. All right, go back up here. I'm gonna call this save a property script and user. Sure. Sorry. All right. Now let's see if it works. Favorite color. I'm gonna go purple, I guess. Purple. So that looks successful, but how do we know we actually saved something, you ask? Well, I have an answer. We need one more thing. Okay? We could always log it, but I'm going to use this to output it to our user. So it can be a simple interface to show people that we have something saved for them. So function, and what did I call this? Script prompt. So script alert or script show. Okay. And then what we have alerting. Although that does sound more fun. And now what we're going to do is UI.alert. And yep, that's what we want. Well, we actually want a string, right? So what we're going to say is color. That should be sufficient. And then we want to do a plus. And then we can now reference our property. So I can do script properties.get property. And now I just need to put the key in here. And our key that we created just a bit ago is color. So there we are. And then our button is going to be UI.button set dot okay is fine too. And that looks solid. Let's go ahead though and add to our menu then. Show alert and then script. That looks good too. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Okay. And let's see. We have to give any access to do this. I'm going to do on open. Hopefully that will go smoothly. And then let's do script alert. Oh, I think it's going to be, oh, and it worked, right? Because we entered purple, if you don't remember. And if you don't believe that it remembered that, I just cheated somehow. Let's save another one. My favorite color is red. Big decision. And then save script show alert. Red, right? And this will be retained even if we refresh the program or if I close everything, it will still be there. So again, this is a powerful way to save data from a user. I want though you to understand the difference between a user property and a script property. And it's how they are saved and it's who they can access them. Who can access them that matters. That is a big difference. So let's go to head down here to user prompt. And we want to add in this. Honestly, it's going to be somewhat similar to here. I'm going to go copy, paste. And now I want to make the changes so it's a user value. So for starters, I'm going to name this variable user value. And then I don't have to. You can pick a variable name. Favorite color, favorite food. Button set OK is fine. Script user property, well, script properties dot set property. I'm gonna say food, and then script, nope, user value. Yep, And remember, script properties is what's being referenced from up here. It's this variable. So every time we write script properties, it's shorthand for properties, service.getScriptProperties. And every time we write UI, it's shorthand for all of that. Anyways, all right. So there's the prompt, and let's go ahead and set up an alert real quick. Copy, boom, boom. Paste. And alert, user alert, alert food, script properties, get property color, button set, okay, and we got to change this too. So it can't be a script property, it's a user property now. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit save. And go test it out. Oh, I have to on open, debug, and now let's go over here. That should have, I need to add it to the menu. I'm jumping ahead of myself. All right. Let's copy, paste. All right, now user show alert, user alert. Yep, all right. Save that. Now. All right, let's try again. And there we are. So let's go ahead and save a user property. Food. Tacos? Tacos. Oh, gotta click OK. Finish script. User show alert. Food null. That was unexpected. Alert, get property, food, user value, get response, user value, set property, script properties. This is why you shouldn't just copy and paste code. User property. You want that to say user property. So that means also I saved over. Oh, I didn't save over that. I just created a new. Food is going to be null because I created a new user property. All right. Anyways, let's try this again. Tacos again. And there we have it. So we have two properties that are saved that we can reference, that we can use for the all-important question of what favorite taco color do you have? What's your favorite taco color? But here's the big difference between these two. So I'm going to switch windows and then, well, I'm going to show you. And through the magic of video, I have, ta-da, split my screen. All right, so now I have two windows of Chrome open. And this window, I'm logged into a different Gmail account, right? I have two. It's kind of my junk email account, whatever. I shared the sheet with my other, I shared, the spreadsheet with my other account to show you what is different here. So I'm going to go ahead and save property, and let's see my alert. Yep, remember, save the color. The color was red. Saved. And then let's go over here, show alert. Yep, red. That's what was saved there. And now I'm going to go over here, user show alert. And tacos, yes, tacos are good. And over here, user show alert. This doesn't exist. So what user does is it saves within the sheet or within the document, wherever this is, but only for that user. Script will save your property. It saves your variable for anyone who goes into that document. That is the script's variable unless it's changed. However, a user variable can only be accessed by the user who made it or who created it. Yeah, who submitted something that made this variable. That's the only person who has access to the property. So it's pretty important. If you want stuff to be private, obviously user is great. But if you need to use this and maybe a team of people will be accessing your document, your sheet, your whatever, you don't want to do that. I almost always default to use a script property because of its accessibility. However, there are instances where you really do want to use the user one to keep data safe for people. So I'm going to go back into full mode and go back over here. And I want to do we need to do a few more things. I want to, well, we need to show how to delete stuff, right? Because you get old data, you get finished with data, and you want to move on from it. So you want to be able to delete a property. And then also, I want to go through how you can have all of the properties outputted at the same time. So easy to see everything that has been saved. And that is what I'll be diving into. What we're going to be doing next is let's go ahead and find and delete or clear out all the properties that we have. So we're going to need to make that function, which will be we're going to call it function delete all. Perfect. And then bracket, enter, bracket. Now this is, well, obviously necessary and handy, and you can pick, I'm just going to do script properties for this. Maybe you also want to delete your user property. Maybe you want a function that does both, and if you do delete properties, you would just do user properties delete, oh, that's what's going on. Delete all properties. And that will do, actually, we'll leave it like that. So now everything's going to get cleared out. I'm going to save on that, delete all. Remember that because we need to add it here. So enter, add item, parenthesis, delete all, delete properties. Nah, delete everything, sure. Comma, and then delete all was the name, and boop. And remember, you don't need anything after this. There's no semicolon in this case. Let's hit save. And I'm gonna just push that all the way over. Script on open and debug. Okay, that looked promising. Let's go over here. Oh yeah, I had to zoom out for the little tutorial. I'm now going to go back into super zoomed. That's a little too much. There we are. Save a property. All right. So hopefully, and let's just show that, yep, we still got some properties here. Red, and show the user property, tacos, and bye-bye. Finished. Did you? Let's see. And null. Null means nothing. Null means I don't exist. Null means it's not there because we deleted them. Okay, show alert. No, everything's gone now. So that's handy if you want to refresh or reset everything. Okay, now let's go ahead and have a way so I don't have to keep clicking through to look at all of our properties at once, right? To show them all. And this is going to take some finagling, but completely doable. So we're going to start by, well, we're going to start by doing a new function. And in that function, we want to get all properties. So I'm going to name it get all properties. Function get, oh, you know what? I'm going to put them in alert. So I'm going to name it alert all properties. That seems to make sense. So there we are, and boom, close it up. Let's scroll down a bit, and okay. What we're going to need to do in this is first I'm going to need a string variable. So var to make a variable, string props, or I can not be as lazy, string properties. Properties and keys is what this is going to be clear. And, oh, not like that, like this. It's going to be, I'm just going to set it up as an empty string, which a string is any set of characters. It can be a sentence, it can be a word. Okay. And then next, after that, is going to be var data for this. And then we are going to use it as script properties dot get, not delete all, get properties. So what this will do, get properties is super handy. It returns not only the properties, so its name is deceiving, it returns the keys as well. All right, now we're gonna go through it. So for var, I'm making a variable here named key in data, and this is a loop. I am looping through our data. For var key and data, we're going to go ahead and say string properties equals string properties. So it keeps building the string upon itself. Plus, and I want it to be a bit user friendly so we can kind of see it. So plus key colon one space quote plus key, which this key I just pointed, like you can see where I'm pointing. This key is going to reference the key in our data. And data is script properties, get all properties. So data is now representing, it's the variable, and it holds all of the keys, all of the properties, everything app script returns to us. So that's in data. All right. And now we're going to look through data. Variable key is just what we're using to like iterate through it. We're saying key, piece through our data and grab the keys, key. So string property key plus value. Oh, I was using doubles. Okay. Usually, I'm actually going to change that. You want to, this is nitty gritty, but it's standard to use single quotes in JavaScript. It will work regardless. Value plus, and then for our value, it's going to be data. And now we're going to reference key because we're using our data object here. And we're saying what we want in data is the key. And the key is going to be whatever key we're currently on as we are looping through our data. So data key, data key. And then all I need is boop and see. Oh no. I think that was plenty big. All right. And that should, okay. And oh, we need to alert it out. UI.alert. And what we're gonna alert is string properties. Okay. And so that will output, well, our string properties. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And we need to add it to our menu at this point. So I hit that over. I'm going to copy all of this. Copy. And paste. Delete everything. Nope. Not delete everything, but output. Alert everything. Sure. Okay. And then we need to change this to alert properties. Double check here. Alert all properties. Ooh. Alert everything. Alert all properties. And that looks good. Gonna go ahead and hit save. Let's go ahead and run on open. Let's debug it. Hopefully over here and save a property. Yep, alert everything. Oop. Oh no, it's blank. Wait, that's exactly what it should do because we deleted them all. All right. So favorite color is yellow. Sure. And save a user property. Favorite food is hamburgers. I sound like the most boring person, but hamburgers are good. And alert everything. color, yellow. Oh, we're only alerting, and that's because it's accessed differently. If you go down to our alert, remember, we only alerted script properties. We are only using script properties. So that will output it all. I'm going to start adding different values because I want to show you some of the, well, other things AppScript can do. And it can't do it if we only have one variable. So I'm going to throw down some other stuff on the menu. It's going to go user prompt, script. Okay. I'm going to do it here. Just going to call that stuff operations. And then, so let's give us the ability to save more than one variable. So function script 2, and I'm going to use it to save something else. So let me be smart about this. Copy and paste. Script value, script prompt, favorite food, favorite color, favorite number. And then I can do my property. We can reuse this, right? So these variables, you can make another variable and use it even if it has the same name. I'm going to call it something different to kind of be clear about how all of this is working. Num. You can do whatever you want, but what this references, right? So this isn't dependent on this. And this variable here, I don't need to somehow include my function. I get some questions about this sometime. The variable name can be whatever you want. It's just going to equal whatever is here. Like this variable equals UI.prompt. It equals, it's representing what is returned from the prompt, which is an object that has both text and the button clicked. So this down here is going to represent whatever's returned from the prompt, both text and whatever is clicked. And that's why down here afterwards, script value, we need to tell the computer, hey, AppScript, get response text. And that's a method within this. It's a function that's happening there that gets the text. All right, so we did the alert and we set it equal and we have a button. Now we need, oh, did I copy a user alert? Oh boys, I want to, oh no. Okay, we're good. Yeah, num, favorite number, set properties, script. We're gonna set num. All right, 2. And I'm gonna do another. Okay. And then in this one, let's go ahead and do favorite. Sure. Script value. Oh, where's my function? Copy. Paste. Script, I'm gonna, just to show you, a favorite animal. You can name these what you need. Favorite animal. Cow. It doesn't matter. These are variables. They can be changed up. So, UI.prompt favorite animal. Okay, and then let's show you some other options here on our prompt. Cancel. Maybe they don't want to respond. That's fine too. It won't save anything in that instance. Script properties, set property num. Nope. Let's do set property cow, because that's what we created. And script value get response. Okay. So now we should have a whole bunch of new properties. I'm going to go ahead and save. They're all script properties. Okay. And let's hit debug for our menu. And here we are. And so let's go ahead, save a property, script, save a property. I think we just did that one again, but who cares? Blue it is. And script show alert. Oh, we need to add these to the menu. Copy that. And let's go ahead and make a submenu. So to do that, it's going to be add submenu. There we are. And more, oops, more script. Boom. Boom. Okay. And so more script for our submenu. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Should I? More script is submenu. You need to do UI.create. You want UI.create menu for this to be what we need, and then we want this. There we are. We're not making this a full-blown add-on. Create menu, script. Okay. Now, yep. Now we're in a good spot. So I think I copied already. Paste that in. Yep. And so I'm going to end the parentheses, because notice there's a parenthesis that starts here, and that's what I just ended way down over there. So let me end that, and now let's actually reference our variables. I'll clean this up some eventually. Script, save property, number, and that we called script 2, I believe, and animal. And you can write whatever here, right? This is just how it appears on a menu, right? I can write animal, I can write moo, and script alert. Oh, did I already use favorite animal? I did. All right, script alert, number, food. Oh, maybe I didn't. Color. Nope, great. Script alert. Did I name this favorite animal? I did. Favorite animal. Great, great, great. That's looking good. There's probably a bug, but thankfully I can hit save and then debug and find out. Hey, that looked promising. Let's go up over here. Save property, our submenu, number. Favorite number, 13, sure. Yeah, it's unlucky. No, it's not. Whoa, script value is not defined. Whoa. And this is why it gets tricky and how it gets tricky. Script value is get response script value on here. UI prompt. Oh, I thought script value was the default thing. This should be num. We're getting our response from num. Okay, we're getting our response from cow. We need to use the variable cow.getResponse. All right, so let's try that again. Oop. Favorite number 13. Okay. That looks successful. Let's also do this. Moo. Animal. I guess I gave mine away. Cow. But I can do something else here. I'll do zebra. That looks successful. You know how we can test it? Everything. Boom. Color, number, cow. Blue, 13, zebra. And remember, color, cow, those come from here. I named the variable cow. You can also set it up so... Here. I'm going to set it up so the user enters both of these. I wouldn't really recommend this because now they'll always be identical, but let's see what happens here. Okay. Save. More script. Favorite animal. I really like black lab, so lab. Alert everything. And now the user creates both the key and the value. So they're versatile in that way as well. All right. Oh, and to show off, delete everything. But alert. Oh, it's all gone. I want to go through a last few functions or a last few methods that work within properties because I've used them all and want to make sure I share at least what I know. To do that, we are going to let's delete single properties now. So function delete one property. And I'm going to put this in, do that, and there we are. Okay, so delete one property. To delete one property, what you're going to want to do is, we're going to have a prompt for this in a second, but it's pretty straightforward code. You need to pick script or user. So you might have to have a script user and then a script user delete and a user delete, but I'm just going to do script. So script properties, delete all properties, and script properties is still referencing way up here, this variable we made. Delete all properties. No, I don't want to do, yikes. Delete, let's go back. Delete, yep. And then we need a string. I'm gonna use, for where it says key, I'm gonna say input, because I'm going to put a parameter here. Right? And this is something in our function the user is going to provide. How are they going to provide that? Well, glad you asked. It's with a prompt. So I'm going to grab one of these prompts, copy it, go down here, paste, delete prompt for the name, remove what they want to remove. Okay. Oftentimes for clarity, I might write, if I made this input, I might have this say input too. But when I was first starting to code, I thought that had to be that way, and it confused me more actually. So I'm going to have them be different. Remove, script properties, set property. Nope, I don't need that. I just need this variable remove. And then what I'm going to do is, now remember though, remove is going to be not just remove. It's going to be also, it's not just going to be what the user enters, it's also going to be the button they click. So we want to get their text response, right? And then actually for a button, I'm going to give them more options than OK. They can do OK and cancel because maybe they decide, wait, I don't want to delete anything. I really love my properties. We don't want to force them into that. Save. Okay. And to show off logging, logging is a great way to debug. So I'm going to do log.log ran delete one, and then I'm going to you can even put variables in here so you can see what was ran with. So I'm going to put a plus and then our variable. Oops, I just cut it because I'm going to paste it up here at the top. That way if there's an error in this, it will still let us know it went into the function. Let's go ahead and hit save. I'm going to go way back over here now. Save a property. Oops. No, I'm not. I need to add it to our handy dandy menu. Delete everything. We're going to copy you. And above you, we're going to put your less harsh friend. Delete one. Delete a property. And delete, should I just say delete property? Probably. Delete prompt, delete. Oh, we want that though to be the delete prompt because the delete property function, we call the delete property function inside the delete prompt, but the user needs the delete prompt. Okay. So we need this here, delete a property, delete prompt. Save. I'm going to run on open, make sure our menu's updated. Uh-oh, I need new permissions? You broke it. It's going to warn us, say, do you really trust you? I don't, but I mean, I'm doing a video, so now I have to pretend like I do. Hide more. No, hide advanced. What? Oh, it's not. Go. Yes, I think it's unsafe. Cool. All right. Ba. Delete a property. Oh, it still says favorite number because I hadn't updated what it asked. But to delete a property, let's see. Let's change. I made a property I know named lab. Okay, let's check if it ran. Logs. Oh, so it ran. Let's see if lab's gone. Alert everything. There's no properties? I think that's correct, but let's test. Favorite color, red. Use property. Let me have other. Taco again. Alert everything. Yeah, there's only going to be one because one of those was a user value. Okay, and then let's save a number. Try that again. Alert everything. Debugging is fun. Perfect. Now, delete a property. And I'm going to delete the property named num. Script was finished. Alert everything. Yep. So we are good to go on that front. Well, other than I'm going to change the number thing. Delete prompt. Favorite. Enter key of property to delete. Save that. Okay. Let's go through. Let's alert out all keys. I want to show you that, and that's kind of quick. So I'm just going to say copy. There's a function that lets you just grab the keys, which is somewhat handy if you're looking for one, or it comes in handy. As you dive more into it, you'll see what I mean. But string keys, data, get. And if you notice, when you do, it lists off a lot. I think all. No, not all. A lot of the stuff you can do. Get keys. And remember, script properties, once again, refers all the way up here to this. Okay? And script properties, get keys, and then we want, I can keep this as data, but maybe that's confusing. So I'll write all keys, and then all keys. Key, I don't want most of this. I want the new line. Which is what that end does. It just moves us to the next line. So all the stuff isn't printed on one line in our string. String properties, string keys, string keys, alert key. Alrighty. Let's give this one a shot. Favorite animal. Alert. Oh. Because it has the same name still. Save. Alert all keys. Oh, it's going to be over here. 0 keys. Oh no. Is that right? So what it's going to be doing. Interesting. I'm going to use a log to debug this. Save and running it again. New logs. Color. Did I delete everything? Oh, colors from... Colors are a user script that we saved forever ago on accident. Okay, I think this is working. It's only going to alert the keys that are script. Let's just double check. Number 90, but just kidding, 88 apparently. Save, moo, animal, mouse. That's not true. What came to mind? Blame Disney. Script property, favorite color, orange. All right. So let's see how we're doing. Let's alert all of this stuff. So that all looks good. Now, let's try this again. Alert keys. Oh, it's going to be over here. Oh, right. 0, 1, and 2 is just the reference. Of course. So those are the placements. So when we're using key, key is actually going to be an integer. It's a number that's going through it. So what I really want is all keys key, right? And that's the same with up here. Keys are representing a number, an integer. And try again. And it's going to be over here. There we are. All right. So that's handy as well. You can use that just to reference keys. And then I think the final thing... Yeah. So a few things. You can enter a bunch of properties at once. Totally a possibility within app scripts. So what you would do if you want to do that is function. You can name this whatever you want. I'm naming it make multiple because I'm done being creative for, well, actually I never started being creative. And then script properties.set properties, and it already knows what I want. Set properties. And then I'm going to do multiple, so I'm going to, why is it do that? Boom, boom. Close that out. Might as well close the function as well. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is space it out on each line. So here's a key, Boston, and let's do Massachusetts. If I can spell it right. M-A-S. Yep. All right. I guess I haven't been here long enough. And then Austin, Texas. Austin, I miss you. And then let's do where I went to school. Seattle, Washington. And what I am doing wrong is all of these should be like this. Okay. And what this is going to do is you're declaring 3 values at once, right? And their keys are Boston, Austin, and Seattle. And it will set them all at once. So I'm going to go ahead and click, well, let's save it. Let's debug, make multiple. And let's go see if it worked. There we are, and we have Austin and Boston and Seattle and all that other stuff. Something that's handy, if you want to save over everything, you're done. I often, when a user enters new info, automatically run the delete everything function because it keeps your program clean. It makes sure that you don't save several instances. Anyways, I would recommend doing something like that. But something that's really nice is that when you're doing this script properties, or what it really will be, unless you make a variable like this, it's going to be properties service dot get script properties, then dot set properties will be. What's really handy about it though is right here at the very end of this, if I do comma and true, it will delete. Let me do this. Let's make those multiples again. And now let's go to alert. So it clears out all other properties. It says, this is all I want, clear everything out. I find that super handy. All right. One of the most annoying things about app scripts is what I want to talk about on a parting note of love. Function. No, I don't want to do a function within another function. So, function make array, right? I want to save a array of info. So, let's do it. Var some names equal and Fred, sure, and that's how old Fred is, we'll say, and let's do a. You can tell I'm just doing the numbers close to each other. Perfect. We're gonna do, it's now a multi-dimensional array, which an array is just a string of info. I guess I could have clarified with that. It's multiple variables in one. Okay, perfect. And now let's go ahead and set this to a property. So some names, let's just do script properties dot set property. My key will be some names. And then my value is going to be, well, some names. But since it's a variable, I don't have to put it in quotes because I'm referencing that thing. Okay. Boom, boom. Let's go ahead. We're going to save that. Now I am going to do make array and debug. The tricky thing about arrays in AppScript is when you're trying to save them as a variable, they save like this. AppScript will only save as strings. Everything you enter, all the information will always only be a string. If you try to give it something else, it gets grumpy or it forces it into a string. So that's something to keep in mind. These are the major components of what you can do with AppScripts, what I have done with AppScript. I am going to post all of this. Feel free to use it, mess around with it, learn from it, so on and so forth. So it will be below in the description to this. And yeah, so will the sheet and all of that type of stuff. Hopefully you found this helpful. Even if you didn't, you should like it. You should hit subscribe because you're still watching. It gives me warm fuzzy, gives butterfly wings, and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the code some and I'll get it all posted.